Ja, herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe SI Talk. Bin noch immer in Vancouver, Oktober 2016. Neben mir sitzt David Wolfin, Avino, Gold and Silver. Und ja, er soll uns jetzt einmal sagen, was sich seit Juni so getan hat. Im Juni war er auch da. Schauen Sie sich das Interview an. Ja, David, thank you to have time for me. Again, in June I was here. In June we talk a lot about that in the fall resource update will coming out and so on, so on, so on. What's happened so far and what's new? Was there any surprise coming out?
For
you maybe not, for the shareholders maybe?
Our production in Q2 was down, and that was for two reasons. It was the bearing in one of our ball mills was down for 18 days. We had to replace it, and we declared commercial production on Avino, so we were mining in an area of the deposit that was lower grade. Okay. But we feel that our internal guidance will be met for the year, and we're seeing the grades on the daily and monthly reports are improving, so we're confident that we'll meet our expectations. The stock has performed great since the last year. We're up about 100%. I think we were up 200%, but everyone settled back, and we're thrilled about the market. Silver prices last year were at like $13 or $14. It went up to $20, but now it's at $17. We're making money. Our bank balance is growing. So we started exploring on the Avino vein. The Avino vein has a long track record, and there's gap zones between certain mineralized areas. So we're filling those gaps with drill holes right now. We're looking at another expansion, but we're working on the budget right now. So it'll probably happen in 2018 because it's a major expansion. We're looking at adding another 1,000 tons per day in the mill. So we're thinking it could take 12 to 16 months to do that. So we're just finalizing all the costs and all that kind of thing. And that's why we've initiated this exploration program, because we want to be able to haul out more material from the underground to feed a larger mill.
Do you have any expectation how not large, so how expensive can be the expansion?
Initially, we're looking at about 8 to 10 million.
So, and you can finance this out of the cash flow?
Cash flow. Also, this year we had a holiday from our repayment obligations to Samsung.
Okay.
Because earlier in the year, we met with them, and we said, well, the operation at Bralorne has been eating up a lot of our cash because we've been working on water treatment plant and raising the tailings dam. So we were wondering if Samsung would be interested in taking an equity position in the company. And they said, well, we're not at that stage yet. Avino has built a good reputation at Samsung. But he said, would it help if we gave you a repayment holiday? And I said, yeah. I said, what do we have to do to get it? He said, just ask. So I said, can we have a repayment holiday? And he said, okay. So they gave us 1 year, no penalty.
Wow.
They're great. They're great. Samsung is fantastic to deal with. So that was like getting a financing, because we don't have to pay them anything. And then eventually it'll be netted off deliveries. As we give them deliveries, they'll just subtract what we owe them.
So. Yeah, Samsung is interesting. This kind of deals, it's going over more and more. I have this week also one company say, they have an offtake agreement with one of these major custom companies that produce this kind of phones and everything. Then they need it for the environmental, or is it right, the environmental stuff, so that they can show the people where their resources come and this everything.
It's that, but it's more for an ethical thing.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what they originally told me. They said that Apple and Intel were promoting that they know where the source of the raw materials come from, and it's not from slave labor type operations, because they have ethical funds and that sort of thing, and they don't want anyone boycotting their products even for a day. So they used us as a test case, and then when I ran into them at the Denver Gold Show, they said, well, headquarters loves the relationship and the partnership that they've mandated him to find more Avinos. and he says, there are no more Avinos. They're hard to find, like our size and, with infrastructure and just like a similar type story. So I said to them, well, I think I may have another Avino for you. And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, we're looking at another expansion. And they're like, how much money do you need? So it's great working for them.
Good. Yeah. Bralorne, you bring it up. What's happening?
Yeah, so we've got a new resource estimate coming out soon, and things are looking good. So we completed the lift on the dam. So we got the green light by the Ministry of Mines to reopen the tailings. So we're pumping water there from that's leaching out of the old mine. Over the winter, we put in a $1.3 million state-of-the-art water treatment plant, microfiltration. It came in a like the back of a 40-foot truck, and it was built in the U.S. and it's all fully automated. It can be monitored by that company out of New York. Like they can make adjustments, and so basically we're producing drinking water right now. So we're not polluting the environment.
But this is not your new business idea to produce drinking water and put it in a bottle and sell it.
Well, I was thinking like you guys have, what is it, Gross Lager with the gold in it? I was thinking maybe we can leave some of the gold in there. Except there's a little bit of arsenic, so it's not good.
Okay. No, it's not.
It's naturally occurring. It's with gold.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't like this idea.
No. So we're really excited. We've put together plans to probably later next year we're going to reopen. The capex is such that I didn't want to make a full commitment. It's multi-millions of dollars to reopen at a higher throughput. So we're looking at reopening the mine at 300 tons per day, which will achieve positive cash flow. Before at 100 tons per day, it was too small at current prices, and it was more like a pilot operation to fund exploration. And it's just too complicated of a business to run it that small. It's too expensive because you need all kinds of safety and environmental stuff. So we've basically committed to an expansion, but just piecing it out over time. So as we can afford it, we're doing a portion of the time. So we're dealing with the environmental thing, with the water, with the tailings. That's done now. We're now looking at the mill. We put a deposit on a new ball mill, a larger ball mill, capable of about 400 or 500 tons per day. We're looking at the flotation cells. We're going to put in bigger flotation cells. We're upgrading the surface works on the buildings on surface. We're going to get rid of some of the old decrepit buildings and put in new buildings. We put in the new water treatment plant. We're putting in a new structure above it to house it. We're putting in a new medical building. We put in for first aid, and you have to have facilities for women, so we put in a women's changing room and a women's dry, so when they come out of the underground, if they work in the underground, they can have their wet clothes be dry the next day when they come back. What else? We've been revamping some of the electrical work. We got a new substation being built off-site in a, for lack of a better word, a CCAN, and so it's going to be like a substation it's being built off-site. It'll be brought on site this winter, and we'll rehook things up. We got 2 new scoop trams. We're waiting for a jumbo. So we're going to look to do more mechanized type mining. Before it was small stope mining, labor intensive, which is expensive in Canada. So if we can get more mechanized, we can have more material come out and have a larger labor pool to choose from. Which, speaking of which, we introduced North Island Community College to the Statliam First Nations, and they had a cohort, and we had a class. We graduated 12 students for underground mining ticket, and it was funded by the provincial and federal government, and we got approved for the second round of this, and Sandvik is providing a simulator because they got wind of it, and they said, we'll make it part of the curriculum. And so we're just interviewing the next 12 to 15 students. Great. And so we're getting along great with the local Native people. They're really happy that we were not mandated to do this, but I wanted to. I want a larger labor pool to choose from, younger people. So it really makes sense for us to help the local community, to educate them. And they're really happy with us, so it's working out well.
Coming to numbers, what do you expect then next year output silver? What do you expect, or your personal expectation about the silver price?
The output combined at Avino, we're estimating between 2.6 to 2.8 million of silver equivalent. We'd like to hopefully underestimate. Hopefully it's more than that. It depends on grade. It depends on the grade, really. And then the price of silver, I'm optimistic. I would like to see it go higher, but we're making money at today's prices. We're about $10 US all in sustaining. Okay. Some quarters less, some quarters more, but last year we averaged about $9.50 to $10, and we expect that to continue. But if you get higher grade, higher metal prices, we think that maybe we can improve that. We're always looking to automate in our operations so we can get more efficient. So improve recovery rates. We're looking at doing that. We've got full-time metallurgists on staff that's helping us work on optimizing the plant in Mexico and here at Bralorne. And we're looking at other project or properties within the district of these operations. So like a Bralorne, if it's within a 100-kilometer radius and could be treated like a satellite type operation, if it's got good grade, we're interested. We're looking at that. So we really want to make Bralorne a success, but we ask everyone to be patient. It's going to take time. If we had tons of money in our bank, I could then promise or give you a date when we could reopen, but right now it's just based on what we can afford. So we're moving it forward slowly.
You're looking also by the Avino mine around?
Of course. I mean, companies are welcome to approach us to let us know about it, but right now we're focused right on the Avino mine. We have a couple other properties in the state of Durango, but we haven't been exploring it because we haven't fully exhausted the potential at Avino. There's so much potential at Avino, so why go and dissipate our energies on other satellite areas until you need it? Or the money's available.
David, I think it was a great update.
Thank you.
Es war ein sehr gutes Update jetzt über die Avino-Geschichte. Er hat ja gesagt, Ressourcenschätzung war da. Warum? Hat er auch gesagt, warum die Produktion im zweiten Quartal niedriger war. Sie haben einen Ballmill ersetzt, beziehungsweise ist 18 Tage ausgefallen. Sie haben niedrige Gehalte gehabt. Das kommt jetzt langsam wieder alles retour. Ist eigentlich auf Normalebene. Für nächstes Jahr erwartet er 2,6 bis 2,8 Millionen Unzen Silberproduktion. Wir haben dann sehr viel auch über die Bralorne Mine gesprochen, die ja damals ein Liebling von mir war auch in Kanada. Das ist eigentlich eine alte Mine, die eigentlich aus einem Berg besteht, wo am Rande, in der Mitte und also auf die zwei Randpositionen in der Mitte abgebaut worden ist. Aber dazwischen, zwischen diesen drei, das waren damals 3 Minen nicht, sie machen dort sehr viele Upgrade-Arbeiten. Er kann nicht genau sagen, wann sie in Produktion gehen, weil sie ja dementsprechend immer nur so weit nach vorne denken, wie auch Cash und so weiter da ist. Aber er geht davon aus, dass 2018, zweite Hälfte, das in Produktion gebracht werden kann. Sie wollen auf jeden Fall Upgrade machen, das sehe ich positiv. Jetzt haben wir 300 Tonnen pro Tag verarbeitet, weil bei 100 Tonnen, wie man es früher verarbeitet hat, das reicht nicht aus, das ist einfach zu klein. Da produziert man ein bisschen Cashflow für Exploration, aber nicht mehr. Das war ein gutes Update von Avino Silber aus Oktober 2016, Vancouver. Tschüss und Baba.
Dankeschön.
Thank you.
Thank you.